All right, let's talk snow removal up here in Billings. It's a pretty hot topic for all the people at the city and a lot of people who live in this city. It's a big topic about how they move snow here in Billings. Let's see. So what Billings has done in the past is they have only kept open certain roads, like main thoroughfares through the city. You have about 6 or 7 main streets, in the interstate and stuff like that, that the snow plows plow. So all your residential streets, your side streets, they just wouldn't get plowed. They wouldn't even go do them. The city trucks would not plow any of the side streets that people live on. Everybody gets stuck. They have huge ruts in the road. And Billings is a climate where it just doesn't, sometimes it just won't get that warm, it won't melt. The city guys, they also don't use salt, they use sand. And sand doesn't melt snow. It just gives you some traction. So a lot of the times you'll just have huge ruts in the middle of the road, and it became such a problem that even like police cars were getting high centered and couldn't make it to calls and stuff like that. So this year what Billings has done is they have hired a local contractor. Name of the contractor is CMG, and they do like kind of more civil, bigger jobs and stuff like that. But they have been hired, so the 3 motor graders up front there are actually CMG's motor graders, and this truck in the back is Billings. So what Billings has done is they have subcontracted all the residential streets in Billings. Now Billings has about 115,000 people in it. They have subcontracted CMG to plow every single side street, neighborhood, everything in the city of Billings. And a lot of people are really happy that they have contractors, that are, the side streets are actually getting plowed now. And it's kind of been a super hot topic, in the paper and stuff like that here in Billings. It's just kind of interesting at how, bigger cities, let's take into consideration like Salt Lake. Salt Lake has, so many snow plows, and every single road, in Salt Lake gets plowed and salted. Obviously in Salt Lake they have a lot of salt that's pretty close to their proximity. They manufacture salt there, and like have salt mines and stuff like that. So salt is relatively available. But it's just interesting to look at bigger cities and how they do things, and then how Billings does things. I personally think motor graders are extremely slow, to move snow. And in Salt Lake, they use all plows, like 10-wheelers, that all have salt on them. And they all split up. They're not in the same area. You'll hardly see plows that are teamed up like this. Maybe on the interstate, I-15 or 215 or something like that, you'll see plows all, lined up, one pushing to another. But here in Billings, this is just how they move snow. And you can see we're doing like 5 miles an hour here, in one of the main streets. So I don't know, just interesting, to look and see how other places do, snow removal on the city streets. One other thing too about, motor graders moving snow is there's no trip on that mow board. So if they hit a valve box or something like that, it's in the middle of the road, it's getting crushed and then it's getting replaced, later on down the road during the summer or something like that. So there's a lot of maintenance that comes with using a road grader rather than like a snow plow with a trip on it, trip edge. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Is it, you know, is this pretty efficient? Is this a good way to move snow? You know, how do they do it where you're at? Just looking for some feedback here. Let me know.